Welcome Classic Rock fans to an unboxing, and today we're looking at this wonderful item. This is Tales by Gaslight by Nolan and Oliver Wakeman. This gathers together the two albums they did plus an album of offcuts and unfinished bits. I must admit I love those prog albums that are thematically driven by history or literature, and Rick Wakeman of course is no stranger to that, with Jules Verne, King Arthur and Henry VIII all doing rather well for him. And of course Nolan here has teamed up with Oliver Wakeman to produce 3 albums based upon classic literature. And it's a wonderful, wonderful listen, especially if you like progressive rock with a dash of musical theatre and Victorian melodrama. The first, of course, is a musical rendering of Lewis Carroll's The Jabberwocky. Beware the Jabberwocky, my friends. And of course the personnel, the alumni who play on this include Peter Banks guitar, Tracy Hitchens vocals, Tony Fernandez drums, Peter G bass, Rick Wakeman narration, obviously they've dragged him away from his grumpy old tour, Ian Salmon guitar and John Geary acoustic guitar. We get additional vocals of course from Bob Catley on day release from Magnum, James Plumridge and Paul Allison, but what we do get is both Nolan and Wakeman tinkling the proverbial ivories on this one, lending these narrative this cinematic sweep and epic scope. It's fabulous stuff. It's just so damn entertaining. It's bombastic, it has this campy charm. As in the words of one critic, prog is melded with Dungeons and Dragons. But that of course is their rendering of the Jabberwocky. Of course, if I haven't already said, Rick Wakeman is the reader, the narrator on that one. The next volume, of course, they turn their attention to Arthur Conan Doyle's famous The Hound of the Baskervilles. And this is interesting because the narration, of course, regales us with the story, punctuated by this wonderful music. So you have to listen to it from beginning to end for it to make sense. Do you remember those days? And the next disc on here is one called Dark Fables. It was supposed to be a rendering of a musical prog rendering of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, but unfortunately it just didn't have legs to go marauding around the countryside terrorising old blind men. That's not strictly true. It didn't have financial legs because I don't think they could get backing for it, and I have no idea why that is the case. Why somebody wouldn't want to throw shed loads of cash to enable a prog rendering of a 19th century gothic novel is beyond me. This CD contains I think half an hour of music they had for the Mary Shelley project, unembellished of course. It also includes 3 unused tracks from Hound of the Baskervilles and Rick Wakeman reciting the Jabberwocky in its entirety, I presume. This music is a lively and lavish blend of flamboyant keyboards, and this all contributes to this dark sense of musical theatre. Hound of the Baskervilles has a distinctly rock opera feel. It's narrated, of course, by Robert Powell, his narration effectively pushing the story along. Anyway, without further ado, let's open the crypt and see what's in there, shall we? So this is the little box. It's a sturdy clamshell, I think that's what they call it, with some nice little oysters inside. First of all, we get this wonderful, wonderful illustration, which is supposed to accompany the Jabberwocky, I would presume. Followed by this, I'm not sure whether that's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein or Hound of the Baskervilles. Since there's a big dog there, I presume it's Hound of the Baskervilles. How I missed that, I don't know. And this one, wonderful. I'm not sure what that's from. Looks like Midsummer Night's Dream to me. And we get the booklet that accompanies the Jabberwocky. Let's see what we get. Wonderful, wonderful sort of gothic script. Fabulous. And we get the postcard rendered beautifully in the middle of the sleeve. And of course then we get the booklet that accompanies Hound of the Baskervilles. We get pictures of the key players there, including the wonderful Robert Powell, Dr. John Watson, Bob Catley, Sir Henry Baskerville, Arian Lukinson, a wonderful musician, great prog artist, he's on here as well. All these, by the way, are remastered, just thought I'd point that out. And this is Dark Fables, this is what accompanies Dark Fables. And it's just the band's memories of making these things. And some portraits. So then we get the discs, of course, Jabberwocky, Hound of the Baskervilles, and Dark Fables. Let's have a look at one of the discs. I know you want to. Even the discs are replete with this gorgeous artwork. Anyway, just look at the last one, and then we're all done here. Whoops, turn it around upside down. There we go. Anyway, let's put it all back together. So this is a wonderful, wonderful set. Beautiful music on here. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I shall be listening to it again if I can drag myself away from my Uriah Heep collection at the moment. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please do click like, subscribe and do all that stuff, and check some of the links below this video for ways you can support the sterling work done here at this channel. It just leaves me to say I hope you're all well, staying warm, healthy, COVID free. But more important than all that stuff, of course, is that you keep listening.